Well, if you're tuning in from the UK, thanks for clicking on to the Thursday edition of Vogan's US Outlook. It's the 29th, but if you're watching in the United States, it is still Wednesday, the 28th of March. Interesting Easter weekend coming up for the United States. Big contrast in temperature between the southwest and the plain states. We could be talking about temperatures into the 80s for Las Vegas, 90s for Phoenix, and possibly some desert locations, favoured hotspots, could see the first 100s of the year so far. In stark contrast to that, get yourself over to the other side of the Rockies, into the plain states, and we're talking about widespread 20s and 30s for highs, 0s and 10s for overnight lows. And for places such as Minneapolis, we could be talking about the coldest Easter Sunday in 10 years. So GFS, you can see here as we go through the remainder of this work week, we've got chilly air coming into the northern and central plain states. We've got warmer air starting to build over California in the west, and that is a sign of things to come. We're going to have a ridge of high pressure with heights now starting to exceed 582 decameters over Arizona, over southern Nevada. That tends to increase the temperature, of course, into the kind of summer-like category for places at the surface. And by the time we reach the weekend here, what we will see is a major ridge of high pressure building over the west. But in turn, what builds over the west, we'll start to see the cold air coming down further east here. So it is going to be a very contrasting Saturday and Sunday, depending on whereabouts you are over the western and central portion of the country here. So you can see here the 2 meter temperature anomalies by the time we get out this Saturday afternoon, and the model is actually indicating temperatures into the teens in places such as Montana, North and South Dakota, and possibly even west central Minnesota, while at the same time we're talking about 80s and 90s across the southwestern half of the country. So a massive contrast between that. Even across places such as southwestern Idaho versus northeastern Montana here, you're only talking about a stretch maybe about 500-600 miles, but you could be talking about a temperature difference of about 50 to 70 degrees. So a very, very interesting and wild pattern to come as we go through the period. This is the early hours of Sunday, Easter Sunday. You can see here temperature anomalies 20 to 25 above normal in the southwest versus the same 25 to 30 below normal to the east of the Rockies. So that Rocky Mountain chain is the divide line between the contrasting air masses here. So a lot of things to look at. Do check out the written post on markvoganweather.com for the very latest on the weekend extremes coming up. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.